Welcome to my channel! Learn with Teacher Ali!
English, Grade 2, Quarter 1, Week 7, Day 1. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to identify a procedural text type, identify discourse markers for a procedural text type, express ideas using a procedural text type, use content-specific vocabulary words, and express ideas about one's experiences in a content-specific topic. Look at the chart below and tell what each picture is telling us to do. Students, what do the pictures tell? How many steps are there in hand washing? What is the first step of hand washing? What is the second, fourth, and last step of hand washing? In today's lesson, you will be learning how to identify procedural text type, identify signal words for a procedural text type, note at least 3 significant details in informational text, express ideas using procedural text type, use vocabulary referring to content-specific topics, read grade-level sentences with appropriate speed, accuracy, and expression, and express ideas about one's experiences like content-specific topic. This time, let us read the pictures about hand washing. There are 6 steps in washing our hands. First, wet your hands with clean running water. Second, apply soap to your hands. Third, scrub and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. Then, rinse your hands well under clean running water. Next, dry your hands with a clean towel or paper towel. Last, turn off the water using the towel to keep your hands clean. Students, when should we wash our hands? Remember that hand washing is necessary after playing with toys and before eating meals. Now, speaking of toys, do you have tops? How many tops do you own? Now, we will read the text about playing and counting tops. First, we need to learn some words. This boy is Tom. Students, what is his name? Later, you will meet him in the story that you will listen to. Do you know what is this toy? That's right. This is Top. Now, who has experience playing this toy? And what is the name of this toy? Can you talk about your experience the last time you played a top? Now, let's add 3 pencils plus 2 pencils. Now, I have 5 pencils. Students, what did I do with the pencils? And how did I end up with 5 pencils? What are the other words that mean add? When was the last time you used addition? Now, let's talk about addends and sum. Let us read the sentence. 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. What are the numbers that we combine? Remember that the numbers that we add are called addends. And now, what do we call the result when we combine the addends? I will give you another number sentence. 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. Students, what are the addends? What is the sum? And how do you find adding numbers? Remember these words because you will hear them in the story that you will listen to. Now let us read. Are you ready? Listen to the selection that I will read part by part. Be sure to answer some questions about each part. A Day of Adding, Part 1 by Neil Flores Ponciano. One morning, Tom woke up and looked at his collection of tops. His favorite tops were black, and he had 7 of them. Tom was excited to add more tops to his collection. So soon after breakfast, his friend Mon came over and gave him 3 more black tops. Tom tried to add them together and said, "I don't know how many black tops I have now." Mon showed his notebook in math and said, "Last week, my math teacher taught me how to add numbers. Look at my notes." Students, who were the boys mentioned in the story? Where are they? What is the problem of Tom? What did Mon do? Now let us read the flowchart below. How to add with sums up to 20. Adding numbers is easy. When you add, you put 2 numbers together. Just follow this simple step every time you add numbers. First, know the addends. Addends are the numbers to be added. For example, in the number sentence, 10 plus 6 is equal to blank. The addends are 10 and 6. Second, write the addends vertically. Then add the numbers in ones place. Last, copy the number in the tens place. The answer is called the sum. Even when you exchange the position of the addends, the steps and the sum will always be the same. Always remember that when you add any number with 0, the sum will always be the number. Mon explained to Tom the steps in adding numbers. What is the chart about? For teachers, prepare a large version of the chart to the class. Students, what is the chart telling? How many steps are there in adding numbers? What words are used before each of the 4 steps? Sometimes, a text tells us information or steps on how to do something. Now, read the passage. Write on the correct space the words used in telling the steps of adding the corn cobs. Look at the choices in the box. What are the addends? What is the sum? Can you write the number sentence? What are the steps in adding numbers? What are the words we use if we tell the steps of how to do something? What kind of information do we say when we use the words like first, second, then, and last? Now let's have a pair work. Find a pair. Tell your partner the steps you do in preparing for school. Use words like first, second, then, and last. Share your ideas on how you prepare for school. What new words have you learned today? What words are used to describe the steps of how to do something? What type of information is said when using words like first, second, then, and last? Listen to the passage the teacher will read. Circle the words used in describing the steps of making juice. Preparing juice is easy. First, get a clean drinking glass. Second, put water on the glass. Third, add powdered juice and sugar to the water. Then mix it well. Last, put ice. Student, read the following words. Now, how do you prepare your favorite food? Include the steps in hand washing. Tell its steps to your seatmate or any member of your family. Day 2. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to read grade-level sentences with appropriate speed, accuracy, and expression. Note that at least 3 significant details in an informational text, and identify problem and solution in a given text. Read the word list in pairs, by rows, and as a class. Now let's play. Are you ready? Ask for a pair of learners to line up at the back. Explain that you will be showing cards with words written on them. The first learner to read the words will step forward until he or she reaches the front row of the class. In today's lesson, you will be learning how to identify high-frequency words accurately. Read grade-level sentences with appropriate speed, accuracy, and expression. Note at least 3 significant details in informational text and identify problem and solution. For teachers, prepare the cutout pictures of Tom and Mon from A Day of Adding Part 1. Name each picture below. This time, I have the names of the pictures. Let us read them one by one. Which word from the word list names the given picture? This time, I will line up 3 pictures from the board. What sentence did we get? That's right. Tom likes pop. Can you write below each picture the word equivalent? Students, what sentence did we get? That's right. Mon likes corn. Do you know on that day, Tom's tooth ached? Let us continue reading what happened. Let's read. Are you ready? After listening to Mon, Tom's tooth ached. His tooth hurt when he drank cold water. The pain got worse. Mon told Tom to rinse his mouth with warm salt water. Tom also took some pain medicine. Mon said the best thing to do is to visit the dentist. The dentist will find out why your tooth hurts and help fix it. What was the problem of Tom? What are the 3 things that Mon told Tom to do? Sometimes a text tells us information or steps on how to do something. Problem is something that is wrong or make us feel bad, while a solution is how we fix the problem. Now let's have a pair work. Find a pair. This time, take turns in sharing a problem that you just had and the solutions you had to solve it. Then ask your partner to retell what you shared. Have each pair complete the table to present the problem and solution they shared with each other. Students, what new words did you learn today? Why is it important to find the problem and solution in a text you hear or read? Students, read the sentences. Read the sentences, circle the problem, and underline the solutions. Day 3. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to read grade-level sentences with appropriate speed, accuracy, and expression. Note that at least 3 significant details in an informational text. Identify problem and solution in a given text. Read the word list in pairs, by rows, and as a class. Choose one word from the chart we read and use it in a sentence. Now, student, read the sentences below. And now, read the group of words. Now, let us all read the combined sentences. One morning, Ben got up to see the sun. Soon after, he ran to the yard to play. Later that day, he got a red ball. At lunch, he ate a big hot dog. Finally, He took a nap and went to bed. Students, when did Ben get up? When did he run to play? When did he get a red ball? And when did he eat hot dog? In today's lesson, you will be learning how to identify time-order text type. Identify signal words for a time-order text type. Note at least 3 significant details in informational text. Express ideas using time-order text type. Use vocabulary referring to content and specific topics. Read grade-level sentences with appropriate speed, accuracy, and expression, and express ideas about one's experiences or the content and specific topics. What is in the picture? Then, where are the stones? What is on the picture? And have you eaten corn cobs? Remember these words because you will hear them again later. After Tom had toothache, his story continued. Listen as I read part 2 of the story. Later that day, Tom and Mon went outside for a walk. They saw some white stones under a tree. Tom picked up 5 white stones and Mon gave him 3 more. So Tom added them together and said, "Now we have 8 white stones." Now students, where did Tom and Mon go? What did they see? Where were the white stones placed? How many are the white stones? At lunch, Tom and Mon ate their favorite corn cobs. Tom had 5 cobs and Mon ate 3. They both felt full, but soon after, they decided to share some cookies. Tom gave her 2 cookies, and Mon gave him 1 cookie. They quickly added the cookies together and said, "Our cookies now are 3. Now students, when did the boys eat? What did they eat? And how many has each both eaten? What else did they eat soon after? How many did they eat in all? And how did you end up with 3 cookies? Additionally, what are the words used in telling the steps of adding? Finally, Tom and Mon returned home and went to their rooms. Under the bed, Tom found 4 black toys, and Mon found 2 white toys under his pillow. Together, they added them up and said, "We now have 6 toys." Now, where did the boys go? What did they find under the bed? What did they find under the pillow? I will present sentences one by one, then answer the question about each sentence. When we see or hear words like one morning, soon after, last week, later that day, and at lunch, they help us understand time order and tell us when something happens in a story. Now, group the class in triads. This time, talk about the last time you used addition steps and explain when you use them. Students, answer the following questions. Listen as your teacher reads a passage. Cross out signal words for time order that you will hear. One day, Max woke up to hear birds sing. Soon after, he grabbed his bike and rode outside. Later that morning, he found a shiny rock. At snack time, he ate an apple and drank some juice. Finally, he went inside and sat down to read a book. Now, read the groups of words. Use them to talk about your experience when you use the steps in adding numbers. Day 4. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the student will be able to identify the parts of interrogative sentences. Use correct capitalization and punctuation in interrogative sentences. Sequence word to represent meaning in interrogative sentences. Use simple sentences to express or ask ideas about oneself and family. And use proper intonation for like pitch, juncture, rhythm in telling interrogative sentences. Read the word list in pairs, by rows, and as a class. Students, what will you say if you want to know the age of your classmate? What will you say if you want to know where a person lives? What will you say if you want to know the birthday of your teacher? In today's lesson, you will be learning how to identify the parts of simple sentences. Who or what are they doing, when, where, and how are the asking sentences. Use correct capitalization and punctuation for simple asking sentences. Sequence words to represent meaning in simple asking sentences. Use simple sentences to express ideas about oneself and family. And use simple sentences with proper intonation like pitch, juncture, and rhythm. Now, clarify the meaning of the following asking words. Now, I will present sentences from A Day of Adding Part 2. Answer the questions. Let's go back to the sentences above. I will present each sentence and ask a question about it. Students, read the words below. What can you say about the groups of words? What do they ask? How is the first letter of the first word written? And what punctuation mark is used in all the sentences? Remember that an asking sentence asks for information. It begins with a big letter and it ends with a question mark. Now, students, arrange the words to form a question. Use correct punctuation mark. Day 5. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to, number 1, follow directions on the given test, and number 2, answer the test correctly and honestly. 4th, performance task in English 2. Good job, everyone! End of week 7.
Thank you for watching! Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell for you to be updated on our latest videos. See you on our next lesson. Goodbye!